Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And in this particular video, I want to reveal to you guys the shocking truth behind Uhuru Kenyatta's move to remove or to kick out Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege out of Jubilee Party during today's NDC, which took place in Nairobi Ngong Racecourse. That move by Uhuru Kenyatta might appear to be a simple move, but it has deep meaning. So I want us to look at the main reason why Uhuru Kenyatta kicked them out. For those who follow the politics of this country, Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege have been a thorn on the flesh of Uhuru Kenyatta, and they've been acting for on behalf of William Samoei Arap Ruto. So the fact that they've been kicked out is significant. Before you do all those, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. So the best thing you can do for this particular video is simply to press that subscribe button. Now, because of time, allow me just to play 2 or 3 seconds of Uhuru Kenyatta so that you can understand the tone of Uhuru Kenyatta during this NDC before we go any further. Let me just replay just a second.
Mbia tafuteni mwingine, sio Uhuru wa Kenyatta.
No, that's Uhuru Kenyatta. Tafuteni mwingine. Yeah, and you could feel from the crowd. That's Uhuru Kenyatta in his real element.
Sisi wakati mlitupea huu uongozi,
yes,
kwanza wa chama, baadaye wa nchi, kulikuwa muongozo ambao mlikuwa mmetupea, na sisi
listen,
tukajaribu kulingana na uwezo wetu kutekeleza yale ambaye tuliweza kuyatekeleza, na tukaendelea, tukamaliza kwa amani,
pay attention,
na tukapatiana uongozi kwa amani jameni, hadharani mchana. Hata wakati wananitukana mimi nikakaa kimya tu, nikasema sawa, ni haki yao watende yale wanataka. Nikakaa nimekimya, na yale yametokeza tu matusi, kuiba mbuzi,
pay close attention,
kuchoma mashamba, yote wakifikiria wanatisha.
pay attention.
Haya nawaambia waendelee, lakini chama sio ya Uhuru, ina wenyewe, na hawa wenyewe walinipatia niichunge, na mpaka wataniambia wako tayari na wamechagua mwingine, nitashikilia mpaka wataniambia sasa patiana mwingine.
No, that's Uhuru Kenyatta. And you can clearly tell that Uhuru Kenyatta is actually warning these guys that you can mess with someone else, but not me. That he handed over power in peace publicly, but these people still followed him, went, stole his goats, and also set ablaze his farm. And Uhuru Kenyatta is also saying something very important in his speech, that they wanted BBI and that they will bring it, they want it back. Remember the discussion which is currently ongoing in the mountain, the 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling. So if you want to listen to all those, please, tomorrow we'll be back right here. For now, let us look at why Uhuru Kenyatta decided to kick out Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege. Let me just give you a brief of the changes they made. Uhuru Kenyatta remains the party leader, and then they've picked Beatrice Gambo, who will be the deputy party leader. She comes from the coast, in charge of strategy. I think Beatrice Gambo was formerly in ODM. Then there is Honorable Mauka Mahore, who is now the deputy party leader in charge of operations from Meru, and is also appointed Honorable Joseph Manje, the deputy party leader programs from Kajiado, is a member of parliament, and Honorable Kadoshi Mwiruri Kados, who is the deputy speaker of the county assembly of Nairobi. I think this is the longest serving councillor or MCA. He's been elected and re-elected almost for 30 years. Then he has appointed Saitoti Torome as the chairperson. Now he has replaced the current chairperson, Nelson Nduya, and he has also appointed a new deputy secretary general, Yasin Noor, from Mombasa, who is going to replace another guy, Joshua Kutun. And importantly, and for this I give him credit, he has appointed Pauline Njoroge as the deputy secretary general. And importantly, Kanini Kega has been now replaced as the national director of election by Honorable Jamlek Kamau. But the two individuals, that is Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege, their removal, in my view, is significant. Why am I saying so? And what were the objectives which Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to achieve by kicking the two out of Jubilee Party? The fact is, the two have been working for Ruto, and specifically because they come from the mountain. Sabina Chege is a nominated member of parliament. Kanini Kega is also nominated in Yala on Jubilee ticket, but they are siding with Ruto. So what was the objective? Number one, I strongly believe that Uhuru Kenyatta is actually keen on stripping Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege of their positions. How do you kick Sabina Chege out of parliament? Simple. You expel her from the party. So the moment they've been removed from their positions, chances are that the next step would be to expel them from the party, just write to the registrar of political parties. The same to Kanini Kega. Expel Kanini Kega from the party. Then wait for the consequences. And the consequences is that once you have been expelled, because the law is very clear, when you belong to a political party, then you are not supposed to advance the policies of another political party. Jubilee, as a political party, has now decided that for them, they are going to work with Azimio on this particular direction. And because they are advocating for the policies of another political party, they are setting the ground. So that's why Uhuru wants to kick them from any party office as party officials. Once that's done, then probably write a letter that these guys are no longer members of Jubilee Party because they are advocating for the policies of another political party. So for me, that is very important, and that's number one. Number two, I'm also sure that Uhuru has kicked out these two individuals and the rest, like the chairman which Ruto has been using, to monitor the reaction from William Ruto and from government, specifically from the office of the registrar of political parties. You know, the registrar of political parties is supposed to protect the interest of the parties. Will they invalidate Uhuru Kenyatta's NDC today? Because Kanini Kega and the rest have been saying that Uhuru is no longer party leader and therefore cannot convene NDC. Uhuru went ahead and convened the NDC. Why do you think that happened? In fact, for those who followed this event, I know most of you guys were wondering why these guys were not mentioning Azimio until towards the tail end. It's because this was an Jubilee NDC. They had to transact all their businesses first. And once they completed those businesses, that's when the likes of Azimio were then coming in. After they shall have conducted the replacement of the officers, you know, the normal NDC. But these guys want to check whether the registrar of political parties, whether the government, whether the courts will attempt to invalidate the resolutions of today's meeting. If that's going to happen, then what next? Which takes me to my third point, which is also very important. You know, Azimio placed some conditions to Kenya Kwanza before talks. One of them was opening of the servers. Another one was cost of living. Another one, which one was it again? There were three. And then there was the political parties, respecting political parties. So if Jubilee as a political party and their party leader are saying that we want to kick Sabina Chege out of office, out of Jubilee, it means that Sabina Chege's continued stay as a member, as my deputy minority whip, is no longer tenable. So she'll have to go. She'll have to go. It would mean that Kanini Kega stay in Arusha is now hanging on a small thread. So for me, I'm looking at it as a strategy by Azimio for the bipartisan talks. It's one of the conditions they're putting, that you respect our parties. Jubilee has met, they've made a resolution, they've submitted the relevant documentation, then why do you still protect Sabina Chege? Then you'll have to have a good reason why you are protecting. So Azimio will have an excuse to exit from these particular talks. So for me, it's a strategy. Number four, I also tend to think that Uhuru is now keen on taking control of Jubilee Party. You know, once Kanini Kega and the rest were compromised, it made it very difficult for Uhuru Kenyatta to lead his troops, because you need a loyal troops. So probably Uhuru Kenyatta had to wait to see who is with me, who is not with me. By now, he has realized those who are with him and those who are not with him. So he's going to start afresh with the people who are with him. The likes of Jeremiah Kioni, now Saitoti Torome, you know, Yasin Noor, who is a veteran in Jubilee, Kados, you know, the Mihango member of the county assembly there. And lastly, I also tend to think that Uhuru has finally decided to take this war to William Ruto's doorstep. You know, William Ruto started the war, took control of Kanini, Sabina. Now, Uhuru is telling him, these are your people, okay? Have them. Then they're now waiting. Who is going to blink first? Guys, thank you. And I know there's so much to be discussed. I know I'd actually intended to do serious analysis on the NDC, especially the speeches, the messages, but that will come tomorrow. And again, I've came across a video of William Ruto's event in Isiolo, which was a complete flop. And probably that explains why Rigathi Gachagua and the group are very angry. Again, I'll do another analysis about that if time will allow. You know, right now I have to balance, make a lot of balancing. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.